Hello, it's Weekend Handicapper from weekendhandicapper.com. We're going to talk about the 2017 Belmont Stakes. Have to be honest, I don't like this race at all. One of the things about being a good handicapper, a good horse player, is knowing when to pass races. Now, this is a Triple Crown race, a big race, so most people want to play it. So I'll tell you what I think about it, but just have this, put it out there. I don't have strong opinions in this race, not like I had in the Preakness. So let's go. There's not much to go with in this race. As always, distance is the key at the Belmont. Who can handle a mile and a half in a way that can win them the race. So that's what you want to try to find. I can't hardly find it with anything in this year's Belmont. We're just guessing. We're trying to predict who can get a mile and a half because none of them have hardly done it. So number one, Twisted Tom. This horse has won at Belmont, one of the few that have done so. In horse racing, we call that the horse for course angle. So the connections that won the Preakness, Chad Brown and Javier Castellano, same connection. So if you want to play that angle, then maybe this horse at a price, number one, Twisted Tom, might be a good selection for you. He's got a pretty good running style that might favor today's race too. Number two, Tapper Refit. I'm butchering that name like I'll probably butcher a lot of these names. Won't be getting my money. I think this is a legitimate long, or should be a long shot, and so I'm going to stay away from number two. Number three, Gorlami. Lots of people like this horse, so it's interesting. It's getting some buzz, so has some class. It wouldn't shock me if the horse won, but hardly most of this field wouldn't shock me if it won. But I'm going to look other places. Number four, J Boys Echo. It's a long shot. Again, not much to go by, not much to consider in my opinion. Number five, now we start getting kind of interesting, especially for the second and third and fourth spots in your vertical exacta. Number five, Hollywood Handsome. This is a long shot. It's got a pretty good jockey who's, if not already, soon to be a pretty main player on the jockey scene, Florent Giroux. The trainer, Dallas Stewart, somehow with horses just like this horse, usually shows up on these big race days to beef up, to bulk up the exactas and trifectas. So on that angle alone, at a good price in an open field, you might be wise to include number five, Hollywood Handsome, in your wagers. Number six, Looking at Lee. Looking at Lee's been so consistent this spring in this Triple Crown campaign. So it's been competitive in the Derby and the Preakness. But can he continue? The thing with racing those big races like that, it takes a lot out of horses. That's why the Triple Crown's so hard to win. This horse might need some time off, quite frankly. It has class. Distance, will it be an issue? Will the pace be an issue? Meaning, will it have enough pace to run at? I doubt it, but if it likes the distance, we know Looking at Lee tries his hardest every time, so maybe include him again. Number seven, Irish War Cry. This is probably going to be your favorite. The speed, it has a nice running style. It's towards the front. So if it can get the distance like all these horses, then this is your most likely winner, but that doesn't mean this is the most likely horse that we should bet. I think it's definitely a contender, but let's see what other options we might have. Number eight, Senior Investment. A long shot. I don't see it, even if the pace is quick enough for this closer to close in on. That's the only way this horse will win or come in second, third, or fourth. But even if the pace sets up, is this horse good enough? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Number 9, Meantime, we know for certain, more than likely, unless something, he trips coming out of the gate or something fluky happens, he's going to get the lead. He's going to be on the front end. Can he be alone on the front end, and can he go around the whole time on the front end at 1.5 miles without the other horses catching up to him? At the right price, that's probably a good gamble to try that. At the right price, we're talking double-digit odds at least, at the minimum. If not 20 to 1 odds, then yeah, definitely bet that horse. But so that's what you're banking on. This horse gets the early lead, which it probably will, but the issue and the challenge are going to be for that horse to hang on to the early lead. But it's got Mike Smith, who on big race days is a heck of a jockey, so that's another factor at the right price to consider with this horse. Number 10, Multiplier. It deserves to be a long shot. That's about all I could say for that horse. Number 11, this is an interesting horse. Number 11, Epicharis, I believe is how you say it. It's from Japan. It's a foreign shipper. Distance shouldn't be a problem with this horse. What kind of competition it's been facing, what kind of class it's been facing may be an issue, but the distance won't be an issue with number 11. I'm curious. This is worth a wager, I think, because your only thing you're banking on is whether or not how it faces up to this competition in the United States and how it will like the track. So that's our only concerns with this horse. Number 12, Patch, the sentimental favorite of the Derby. Everybody loves Patch, but can it get the distance? So, but this horse has has gotten some rest. So you might go back to the sentimental angle and include number 12. So how am I going to bet this year's Belmont? Again, I'm not crazy about the race. Most times I would skip it. I'm certainly not going to bet heavy during this race, but it's the Belmont. You got to throw a few bucks on some sort of wagers. If the number 1 horse to try to beat, I think, is Irish War Cry. And I think the pace sets up good for the horse. We'll just see what happens with him. I think this year's Belmont is wide open. Therefore, you probably want to try to bet a price. And those prices, legitimate contenders, I think, are number 9, the number 9 horse, the number 11 horse, Epicharis, and possibly number 12. All right? So Meantime is the number 9 horse, number 11 is Epicharis, and number 12, Patch. Now, I'll probably put a win bet on number 11, Epicharis, and number 9, Meantime, at the right price. Right? I don't like this race enough to bet all these exotics. But if you're going to, I would include Looking at Lee, which should be the number 6 horse, and number 5, Hollywood Handsome, underneath. So that's how I would do it. It's up to you. I would love to hear your comments and how you plan on betting the 2017 Belmont Stakes, because I think anybody's guess is as good as mine. Honestly, I'm going to be straight up with you all the time in all these videos. If I have a strong opinion, I'm going to let you know, and I'm going to let you know how I'm going to bet it. When I don't have a strong opinion, and when I want to pass the race, I'm going to tell you that too, so we could save our money until we do have a strong opinion. But if you got a strong opinion, I would love to hear about it. Put them in the comments. Tell us who you're going to bet in this year's Belmont. And good luck to you. But to me, it's a wide open race. Anybody's ball game. I think the outside horses are the ones that potentially can get the distance. And so most of my wagering money is going on number 9, Meantime, and number 11, Epicharis, at a price. You put number 12, Patch, underneath. You put, or even bet if you really want a long shot, number 5, Hollywood Handsome, underneath, and Looking at Lee, underneath. So subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check my website out, weekendhandicapper.com. Subscribe to my email list. And as always, happy handicapping and smart wagering. We need some smart wagering to figure out this year's Belmont, I think. Take care.